Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, ghouls and goblins, angels and demons, we are here. We are back with episode 12, bro. Episode 12 of Open Dojo, the number one anime spot on YouTube. Yes, I'm going to say it. Do we have the numbers back up? Maybe not, but one day we will get there 100%. Just here with my boy Miles, my co-host Miles, the greatest, the OG. We also have Random joining us today. Fellas, how you guys living? What's going on?
Gucci, man. I haven't been on an Open Dojo in a while, huh?
He's talking about a while. It's been like 2 weeks.
Nah, I haven't been on an Open Dojo for real. When was the last time I was on Open Dojo?
I think like last episode.
What was the last episode?
We were doing the Mount Rushmore.
I wasn't on that one.
Yes, you were.
I was not.
This dude's a capper.
Yes,
ladies and gentlemen, we're not living in this Nelson Mandela life that Random's trying to create for us.
I swear to God, I was not on that one. The game Mount Rushmore. I talked about it in the thing. I wasn't able to show up.
Okay, so the one before that, so a month ago.
You know what? With that being said, Random, that means that you need to support the pod, bro.
Oh, let's not pretend. Let's not pretend like I don't watch you. I'm just not on the show. Don't do that to me, Santo. Don't do that to me.
No. So today we're actually supposed to have an invited guest, Black Bulma. It looks like she's running a little bit behind, so whenever she does pop up, we'll bring her up on stage. But today's episode, as you guys see in the little thumbnail, it was a picture of her, but also we're going to be talking about some Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, the stepchild, Dragon Ball GT. It's one of the most... Say what?
The stepchild?
The stepchild. Dragon Ball GT is definitely a stepchild.
I don't know, the amount of cultural impact GT got for real.
Man, we ain't rocking with goatee Vegeta, bro. We're good.
It's for the drip, bro. If you ain't ready for it, don't say so. Just say that, bro.
No, but yeah, we're gonna be talking about Dragon Ball is literally, I would say, the most iconic battle shonen of all time. That's just me. In terms of iconic, not the greatest. Personally, you guys know, as you can see on my wall, I'm a Naruto fan, over a DBZ fan, but we cannot deny the iconic impact that it's had on anime. Do you give me you know what? We're freestyling here a little bit. Give me a story of you guys being a kid and watching Dragon Ball.
Me and my cousin just used to always watch this shit, and it just got so. We grew up on Kai. Like my first iteration, I remember me watching it was Dragon Ball Z Kai, and I just remember me and my cousin just always just charging up. Whenever we would watch the show and screaming in the living room and shit. So it's kind of like a early bonding because I remember with my cousin. Yeah.
How about you, Random?
Me was the Future Trunks movie. Future Trunks, my favorite character, and there's a lot. Whoa, wait, hey, chill
Yeah.
out.
No, I was gonna answer to Miles and say, brother, ooh.
That's incredible. We hating on Future Trunks now. That's what we doing. All right, bro. Okay. Future Trunks, the one dude who actually suffers all the consequences because he has to do it by himself. All right, bro.
The one dude that was on his knees glazing? Sure.
Hey, if
Defend
somebody
defend it.
On his knees glazing, I'm sorry. I never said he's the fucking strongest, but come on now. Like, Future Trunks deserves his respect. Future Trunks deserves his respect. Is that not crazy to ask for?
Did you see how Vegeta was so disappointed in him?
Okay.
As was I.
Oh, I'm sorry, Vegeta. You are only had Goku to train with. Bro had it out the mud. Out of the muddest of mud. Trunks had it out of the muddest of mud. What are we doing?
And that mud still didn't motivate him to be a dog. That's crazy.
I'm sorry. Maybe if he grew up with Vegeta, he'd be different, but he didn't. Okay.
You know what? You know what? My fault. You were expressing a childhood memory.
Nah, it's all too late. Y'all already stomped all over it. Don't matter.
My fault, bro. My fault.
Don't matter, bro. Y'all stomped all over it. All over it.
Nah. As for me, Goku's amazing. I followed it since Dragon Ball, OG Dragon Ball. Um, iconic scenes. From him packing up King Piccolo to him taking a nap on Bulma's panties. Goated, goated. And one of my favorite scenes in Dragon Ball, honestly, is Yamcha getting packed up on a reg. But we're gonna pivot. I hate Yamcha. I hate Tien more than Yamcha. Let me just say that.
What?
But hold on, because the moment has arrived. Black Bulma is here. One of the biggest DBZ lovers and creators on social media. How's it going, Black Bulma? Welcome to Open Dojo.
Hi, nice to meet you. Sorry I'm late. Typically I'm on time, but I don't know what happened.
Hey. I mean, things happen. Life happens. So no harm, no foul. These are the boys. Miles left is my co-host here. Random is also one of our co-hosts on the main podcast on Black Sensei Society on Tuesdays, 9 p.m. EST. By the way, if you guys want to join up, you guys can show up there. But yeah, so tell us how's life treating you?
Life's good. I can't complain. You know what I mean? Hi. Just living, talking about Dragon Ball, going to cons pretty much.
All right.
So glasses, or is that a filter?
Who?
Random
guy. Random.
Glasses.
What, the glasses? No, it's the actual glasses.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I love it.
So pretty much on this episode of Open Dojo, we wanted to have you on specifically because, like I said, you are one of the content creators that I watch content about DBZ, and your fandom, your love, your appreciation for this iconic battle shonen, which I call the most iconic battle shonen of anime completely. When did you discover the love of Dragon Ball personally?
So my love for Dragon Ball came I've always loved Dragon Ball since I was a little girl, but I really fell in love with it more during COVID. I started watching Dragon Ball Super for the first time because I haven't watched during that time. I didn't watch Dragon Ball since I was a little girl. And I wanted to get back into it. So I started watching Dragon Ball Super and I absolutely fell in love from first episode to the last one. Watching the Tournament of Power, watching Goku's development, watching, him turn to a grandfather, Vegeta's development. So I've loved Dragon Ball since I was a little girl, but I fell deeply in love with it to the obsession that I have now during COVID time. So yeah.
I love how you called it an obsession.
I'll admit to it. Period. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I glaze Dragon Ball. I'm a whole Dragon Ball glazer. Period.
Let's go. Stand 10 toes on it. Miles, what do you think? You have a question?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's the first character that really captured you in the show? Goku.
Yeah, I love Goku. I'm a huge Goku fan. I defend him from sunup to sundown. I don't play about him. Literally got him tattooed on me.
Word.
Official.
There you go.
On my arm, and I got him tattooed on my leg. I don't play about him. Goku captivates me because he's very motivational. He never gives up, and just his effect on people is just like you don't really see that in a lot of anime characters, especially MCs. The way Goku can affect you without even knowing he's affecting you is just so different from any character you've ever seen. And like I said, he's very motivational. He never gives up, and he just keeps going no matter what.
$5 super chat from Lonnie. This is another captain, another co-host on our podcast, and with the $5, we need her top 10 Dragon Ball characters. We will get to that. My God, you're so impatient. Bro, we're so impatient.
Top 10. I had to think about that one a little bit.
Well, you know what? We'll give you some time to think about it. So, I did want to ask you something. So, what made you want to be a content creator?
It was completely random, honestly. Like anytime I tell my content creator story, it's really just like it was something that randomly happens. It's not something I planned. I started off on Facebook basically talking about anime in general. So when I was going through watching Hunter x Hunter, Yu Hakusho, Black Clover, My Hero, I would just always talk to my Facebook supporters, followers, friends, whatever you want to call them, and we would just talk about anime. And then once I got into talking about Dragon Ball, I really took off because I had really hot takes because I fell in love with Goku. Like not on no weird shit, but just because I fell in love with his character. And you know,
love the disclaimer, by the way. Love the disclaimer.
It does get weird though, yeah.
People are that like, oh yeah, no. I mean, like I love him as a character. So once I fell in love with his character, I had really hot takes about him because I saw a lot of people slander him heavily when I feel like it wasn't deserved. So when I started giving people my hot takes about him, I started going viral for it. Like I was talking about his fatherhood, the sensu bean thing, and things like that. So a lot of my content, a lot of my Twitter posts was going viral. And a mutual of mine told me that, yeah, you should start posting your takes and, you know, make a name for yourself. So then that's when I went through a couple of names, but then I landed on Black BLVCKBULMAA. And then I just would post my Twitter posts on Instagram until I started making official content like I do now. And then that's just kind of how I got where I am now with just kind of making news posts, my hot takes, what ifs, things like that. So it was just like a process from like talking about like what I thought about stuff to like being like, some people think I'm an official news source. I just call myself a Dragon Ball fan. I just like to talk about the news.
Gotcha. One thing you did say that I want to shout out because we brag about Instagram and TikTok and Snap some people, but shout out to the Facebook community. Hello, yes, yes, the OG Facebook.
Sure.
Let's go. So you picked up the name Black BLVCKBULMAA. Why not Black Chi-Chi, Black Pan? You know, just launch. Like, I mean, Black BLVCKBULMAA does have a nice ring to it, but is there a specific reason, like you like Bulma's as a female character more than others, or tell us about that?
I think Bulma is one of the greatest female characters in anime. I think she's very resilient, she's very independent, she's very useful. You know what I mean? A lot of female characters are very just like fan servicey, very just need to be saved by the male lead and protag. And I just feel like she's very independent and she doesn't really need to be saved. She's always in the mix and she always wants to be involved, whether it's small or big. And I just love Bulma because she always like loves just being involved and helping as much as she can. Like, not to throw shade towards Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi's a natural housewife. But me, I mean, I don't mind being a housewife, but I love being involved. I love helping. And I also love fixing things just like her. So I just like to be involved and I just like to explore and just tinker, like, you know what I mean? Just like she does. So I figured because I'm a Black woman, you know, you don't really see typical Black women talking about Dragon Ball. So I wanted to be very different in that category. And then because I love the aspect of Bulma and thank you. Because I love the aspect of Bulma and what she brought to Dragon Ball. Especially because she's the first introduction to Goku. I just figured I just blended names and that's how I got BB, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people say, oh, because I'm a huge Goku fan, why is it not Black Chi-Chi? Number one, Black Chi-Chi sounds terrible. I don't like what that sounds. And Black Bulma is just BB. Like Black Bulma, it just flows really good. So that's why I chose that.
Facts. I'm hugging the mic a little too much. You guys want to say something? I can go up for days.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you. So in terms of, because I agree with you about Bulma and her thing, I think we did one where we I can't remember which episode it was where we basically just broke down all of our favorite female characters. You know, you put Bulma up with like Casca and other people like that. I was like, and just because she ain't scrapping with him, like, bro, she invented time travel. Like,
Right.
she's doing all these things, and it's cool to see her get a lot of her love, especially with what the moment where she went viral in Daima, where you kind of learned that her and Vegeta, they like spend a little quality time in the bath together. And Vegeta was like, the one thing to get Vegeta to stop scrapping was like, hey, you keep scrapping, we done. Bath time is over. And he said, "Now you got it."
Right.
He said, "I'm not gonna sacrifice this." But how do you feel? I guess my thing with Super and how they've reintroduced a lot of the legacy characters, like for instance, Broly has gotten a major glow up character wise in Super, like he has in Dragon Ball Z. How do you feel about that, and how seeing more people get to see what you've kind of always seen, and also the fact that they kind of maybe learn a few from their mistakes, because Z Broly was a dog, but like
Mhm.
his reason to why he's a villain is it's dumb. It's dumb as hell. But now he's such a better character in Super.
Yeah. No, one thing I love about Dragon Ball Super is the revamping of characters and the character development of a lot of the characters that we've grown in love in Dragon Ball Z. Broly being number one, the number one, aspect of that, of what happened with that. Because Toriyama basically did do a little bit of research about Z Broly, but he also put his own spin to it. So we didn't get that whole Broly being upset about the Kakarot crying thing. We already know that was corny as shit, but he just decided to revamp Broly into a character that could be built upon. And I love that because Z Broly, he was somebody that was not going to be able to blend in with the Z Fighters, be a Z Fighter, somebody that could be on the team, because he was extremely villainous. He was antagonistic. He packed up his own dad in a spaceship. So it's just like Z Broly was not doing nothing. So I love the fact that he revamped Dragon Ball Super Broly to be able to be a character that still had that essence of Z Broly, to crash out, the being angry, the not being able to control his power, still very antagonistic, but not villainous. But he still had a way to be able to be changed, be affected by Goku, like I said in the beginning, because y'all know Goku has a very good effect on people. And he's able to be built upon to be somebody that could be trained to control his legendary Super Saiyan form and be a part of the Z Fighter team, which we see that Toyotaro is definitely working on for the Dragon Ball Super manga. So not only Dragon Ball Super Broly, but we've been introduced to so many characters in the Dragon Ball Super series from other universes that can also be brought upon into the series to be developed on. So we still have Goten and Trunks. We still have Bola, who's growing up, who could be a scientist, or she could be a fighter. She can be both. We got Pan, who's training under Piccolo. So it's just so much that Dragon Ball Super has brought to so many characters that we saw was not as good as we saw in Dragon Ball GT or in Z. Even we saw him help Goku fight Moro, giving him enough power to be able to help Goku fight Moro at the end of the Dragon Ball Super arc of the Moro arc. So I think Dragon Ball Super does so much to so many characters that we saw introduced in Z. So that would be my take on that. That's why I love Super so much, because these characters that we thought just was kind of finished, they just been developed on so much, and they have so much potential in the future.
And that kind of leads me to something that I saw you post very recently on your IG
Oh, I
and
know.
also your
I know it's
TikTok.
coming.
And I saw that you said verbatim that you think that Dragon Ball Super is better than Dragon Ball Z.
Well, I said it's as good, if not better, than Dragon Ball Z. And
That's a hot take right there.
How we feeling, chat? I agree.
I mean, it's because I have a lot of nostalgia for Dragon Ball Z, because Dragon Ball Z had so many moments that I are comparable to how you broke down Dragon Ball Super in terms of character development and things of that nature. I have that with Dragon Ball Z, from Vegeta's introduction to being on shoot, I'm terrible with names, by the way. When they went to Namek, and him actually breaking down, crying, like to give away his pride and asking for help.
Okay.
I mean, from that to Gohan and Krillin's development, to Piccolo, it's hard for me to put Super over it. I mean, it's Super is beautiful. Super is great. Super has all the character development elements as well, but I just prefer Z over it because also I'm very big on antagonists and I love the antagonists of Z over Super. So that's my take. I'd like to hear your reasons why you would have Super over Z.
So my take on Dragon Ball Super over Z is I feel like before I even get into that, I feel like a lot of fans are like you. I love how you started your conversation with nostalgia, because that's the reason why I say a lot of people have this never ending dying love for Z, and that they can't never see anything outside of the scope of Z, because we think about the Super Saiyan transformation, Gohan going Super Saiyan 2, Mystic Gohan, you know what I mean? Goku versus Vegeta in the Saiyan saga. Those are some very iconic moments, not only in Dragon Ball Z, but also in just all of fiction. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But you have to understand, like, arcs are going to develop, new things are going to happen, and you're going to see characters develop from what we first saw them to be to what they could potentially be in the future, right? So I feel like people live in this nostalgia of feeling like nothing is absolutely better than Dragon Ball Z. No matter what you introduce, no matter what you do, no matter what characters you develop on, nothing is better than Z. And I think that's not true, because I have hundreds of thousands of fans who are in my comment sections every single day begging for the Moa arc. Nobody's begging for Z. Who's talking about Z anymore? Nobody's talking about Z. Everybody wants the Moa arc. Everybody loves what Toyotaro and Toriyama did with Gohan turning beast, Goku turning Ultra Instinct, Vegeta turning Ultra Ego, Broly getting legendary form. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many new things that's happened with these characters that you guys so-called love so much that clings to the nostalgia of Z. But y'all also love what Super did with Dragon Ball. I mean, with these characters that we saw in Z. So I feel like, and because Super is still developing on these characters that we love so much, I feel like it is a really good series comparable to Z, because there is also moments that I do feel like it's comparable to the Dragon Ball Z. Take for instance Goku versus Jiren. I do feel like Goku versus Jiren is just as iconic as Goku, Gohan versus Cell. You know what I mean? It was a whole crowd of people who was sitting out there watching it on a big screen. People was watching that like it was a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? I just feel like there's arcs and moments and character development on, especially Vegeta alone. Like, we would have never seen Vegeta evolve beyond what he did to help everybody in the Blue Saga if it wasn't for Dragon Ball Super. So it's like, I feel like because people live in this bubble of nostalgia, you just don't think outside of the box and don't even give Dragon Ball Super a chance. Now, is it a reach to say that it's better than Dragon Ball Z? That's just my opinion. I never said that's a fact. That's just how I feel. But I do feel like Dragon Ball Super is definitely comparable to Z in very many aspects, especially with it expanding the world of Dragon Ball outside of what we know and getting introduced to so many amazing characters like Hit. We got introduced to Kale. We got more Saiyans. You know, we got more Bardock lore in the manga. You know what I mean? We got to see more about the Galactic Patrol. We got Moro. We got more access to magic. So it's just like, I feel like it's just expanded on so many things that we really would love to see more of that. You know, I feel like people don't give a chance to, because people still think about Gohan going Super Saiyan 2 or Goku going Super Saiyan. So I just tell people to open your mind up, give Dragon Ball Super a chance, and if you can, just read the manga, because Dragon Ball Super is really good. So yeah.
I agree with that. I hope I didn't come off as the person that has the nostalgia base, but I still do have it over Super. But I do acknowledge that Super is a great arc and a great series. Miles, you also, before you go,
Yeah, you good.
Miles, you also agreed that you have Super over Z. I'd like to hear your thoughts too.
Listen, I'm a modern anime nigga. I think the animation's better. I think the fights are better. I'm not gonna lie. They don't have some of the emotional moments or crazy peaks, but just the combat better. I liked when Hit fought Vegeta and Goku. Thought that was way better. I thought the suspense with him getting wiped, with Vegeta getting wiped pretty, much with ease, was pretty cool. Overall, though, I think they're comparable. To me, the only thing holding back Super is Jiren. I just thought he was weak as like his portrayal was cool. Him being the strongest, that was fine. The backstory, things of that nature that we got, I don't think it was quite enough to like elevate him with the rest of the villains. Y'all see Black Goku in the back. I think Black Goku wipes a lot of the villains in this series, like easily. But to me, that's the best arc of Super. I think it might be the best arc in all of the series. I'm not gonna lie. But no, that's where I'm at. But while we're on the topic of Super, because I think we all read the manga here, Frieza reintroduced Black Frieza. How do you feel about him coming back to be the villain, or what's perceived to be the villain once more? Are you like excited that they're rehashing him again, or what are your thoughts?
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I don't want to take over because I can yap. One thing
this is your episode. Go ahead. Speak your piece.
Okay. I absolutely not that I don't have a problem with Frieza. I feel like Frieza is overused. We saw him in the obviously the Namek. We saw him a little bit in the Buu saga when they showed them spectating Goku versus Buu. We saw him in Resurrection F, you know what I mean? We saw him in the Broly movie. We saw him now in the Granola arc. So, and now, you know what I mean? It's just, Frieza is extremely overused. And, well, and also the Tournament of Power. I can't forget the Tournament of Power. But I just feel like this is really just leading up to Frieza Vegeta getting his W. I feel like that's really just the reasons why Frieza keeps popping up, because Broly got it, not saying a W, but Broly got his moment with Vegeta. Goku got his moment with Vegeta. I mean, with Frieza. I'm sorry. Broly got his moment with Frieza. Goku got his moment with Frieza. You know what I mean? I just feel like even Gohan kind of got his moment with Frieza in the Janemba move, the Fusion Reborn, kind of, sort of. It was a fake reincarnated Frieza, but Gohan, you know, he did a little bit of something. And I feel like Vegeta for sure has never gotten his moment with Frieza. So I feel like this is like the perfect moment for Vegeta with his most powerful transformation with Ultra Ego, and Frieza with his most powerful transformation with the Black Form. This is the moment where we will ultimately see the showdown that we've been waiting for since Namek, of Vegeta finally able to get his lick back. And this is perfect because they're both in the most powerful way that they've ever been. And Frieza can go out in an iconic way. How iconic Frieza is, he can go out in an iconic way against a person that I can agree all Dragon Ball fans want to see defeat Frieza, which is Vegeta. So I feel like that's the reason why Frieza is being brought back, to be able to give Vegeta the closure that you might think Vegeta doesn't need that, but I think he does. You saw how irate he was against Goku during the Broly movie when he was mad that Goku helped resurrect Frieza. So I do think that, I mean, I'm mad that he's back. There's so many more people you could have brought back. I mean, it was already foreshadowed Frieza was coming back because he was talked about so much in the Granola arc. But I think that is good because now we get one last chance, at least one last chance, to be able to give Vegeta the moment that I think we've all been waiting for.
See, you've said a lot of things about a lot of things that I parented before on the pod. I was not a fan of Frieza coming back again. I was just like, if you're gonna do this, then let it actually really mean something to Vegeta, because like you said, he's the only one who hasn't had a chance to really let it all out. And I think with this, you get to finally, like, it comes out that Beerus was the one that wanted Planet Vegeta destroyed, and whatever happens with that, whether or not Goku or Vegeta's like, I don't care if you're the god of destruction, put your hands up, we're about to box. And I think that's important. Now, the fact that he found another hyperbolic time chamber and trained there for 10 years or however long it was, and I'm like, come on, man, this has always been some of the little things that Dragon Ball Z does. It just kind of makes me mad. But look, I'm locked in, and I'm not going to sit here and disagree with you that Super is not comparable, right? There are a lot of things. It's just that the peaks of Super are very, like, can reach up. Like Goku versus, you're right, they were Mexico was renting out drive-through theaters to watch the fight. And I'm just saying, okay, that you could do that, but I feel like if Z got, which is unfair, if Z got today's animation, Goku and Cell would be selling out just as many drive-throughs. Oh my bad, Gohan versus Cell, Vegeta versus or Frieza versus Goku, or Goku versus Vegeta in the Buu arc would be doing that. But look, it's just how it is, and I've been impressed because I think the one thing Super really did was it gave way more outward narrative quality. Like for instance, when we talked with Ty, and Ty broke it down about how Goku's like a great father and this things that you just don't see because you're not outright shown like a lot of today's anime show you. So in terms of the future of Dragon Ball Z, especially now that the manga is coming back, right? I believe they've announced that it is coming back.
No, it's not announced, but we're supposed to hear something on the 6th, I believe.
Okay, so how quickly do you see this Frieza problem? Because obviously they got to train up and all that. How quickly do you see this Frieza problem being resolved? And hopefully, like me, I'm just like, they've done everything they can in their universe. It's time to head to Universe 6 and go to Sadala and start to meet those Saiyans and all that. But how quickly do you feel this Black Frieza problem will be handled?
So you really got to think about, like, really take into account the words Frieza said before. I mean, after he one shot at Goku and Vegeta in their most powerful transformations, he said that he came there for another reason or something like that. I can't remember it verbatim, but there was another motive for him going to that planet or coming back from the hyperbolic time chamber. He's looking for somebody. Now, I believe that person was Broly, because Frieza hinted towards putting Broly in his Saiyan army, which I think they're trying to hide Broly from him. But Frieza has other motives. I feel like you have to understand Frieza's not a dumb person. He's not dumb. And he's learned from his mistakes. He learned from not being able to train the golden form. He learned from Broly. He from everything that he absorbed from the tournament of power, of the hierarchy of the gods and everything like that. Frieza is going to go about doing what he wants and getting the outcome that he wants in probably smartest way possible. So I feel like it's going to be probably a little bit extended, because you got to understand, like, you have to make it make sense how Frieza is going to be able to fight 5, and I'm talking about the starting 5. How is he going to be able to be comparable to these 5 powerful people that Toyotaro draw in Volume 24, which is Broly, Goku, Gohan,
Piccolo, and
Vegeta. And you have to make it make sense. So I feel like it's not going to be an instant defeat of Frieza. You know what I mean? I think that he's building something. I think he's building some type of army. Some people have come to me and said that, is he going to bring Cooler? I don't know. He could. You know what I mean? It could be.
I wish.
I'm excited.
It gotta make sense. It gotta make sense.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you gotta understand. At least, and even in my opinion, I don't know if anybody agrees with me, but I don't think Frieza, even in his black form, I don't think that he can take all 5 of them on his own. I don't think so. I mean, he did. I think he one-shotted Goku and Vegeta, sure, but at least Broly's going to be a hand for him, especially if he's able to control that legendary form, which we saw he was able to do in the manga. So and then you gotta understand, we still got Majin Buu, we still got the androids, we still got, just whoever ends up being able to fight him at the end. You have to make it make sense. You can't turn this into a whole. I don't know if y'all watch My Hero Academia, but that's the reason why I don't like Shigaraki, because the fact that Shigaraki just be able to defeat all these powerful heroes that is probably stronger than him, it just doesn't make sense. So I feel like Frieza, as powerful as he is, I understand, but you gotta understand the Z fighters now are powerful as fuck. Like, they're powerful. So you have to be able to make it make sense. And I feel like in that way, it is going to be a very overextended arc, especially when it comes to Vegeta alone. So you really gotta understand, like, I do think that he's building some type of army to be able to fight, a strong army to be able to combat Goku and Vegeta and just make things go his way,
Is there? Oh, sorry, my bad.
Wait, hold on. Shout out to Bulma FC with a $2 super chat. Can we add her to the weekly pod? She is straight cooking. And I just want to say thank you for being on the pod.
you.
I mean, the lady has her own thing going on. I mean, oh, by the way, Angie with $2.
One of the goats, Angie. One of the goats.
Hey, BB, what is your anime Mount Rushmore on the spot? Let's go.
How many is in a Rushmore? Is that 5? I think
4.
Let's go.
So I have Villain Saga. I have Frieren.
Wow.
Let's go.
Current. I don't want to add the oldie. I'm not going to add the oldies like Dragon Ball Yu Hakusho. I'm talking about like current Rushmore. A villain. I got Frieren. I got Soul Leveling. And
I was rocking with you.
No, stand on it. We here. We got one more.
And then and then I got Kaiju number 8.
Okay, we got
interesting.
Okay.
We got a few solo leveling fans in the chat that already has it up there, the place that you have it as well. So you are not alone, but it still hurts.
Why y'all solo leveling? That's good.
We like solo leveling.
We're a split community where like half of us hate it and then half of us like it.
It is beautiful. It is great. Fights are really good. Hit spark galore. Name me 3 other characters besides Ooh, and accept the shadows, and I'll wait.
Somebody asked me that when I went to DreamCon, and I was so stuck. I like all I know is Sung Jinwoo and Sung Ho, or
exactly.
Yeah.
No, but I mean we talk about this on the pod. Solo leveling is one of those animes that knows what it does and does it very well. It doesn't deviate. It's just straight to the point. Let's good evil fight, straight action, straight hands. And it's great. It's great. Is it really in depth? That could be debatable, but it's great at what it does. Lonnie with a $2 super chat, by the way. Stop hating on Solo, but you cool with Kaiju. Ooh. Lonnie, you can talk about it when you come up. I'm just gonna say that.
She did say current though. She did say current.
So. Yeah, that's like my current, like when I say like current anime that I feel like is definitely like top Rushmore.
I'm just glad you talked about Frieren.
I love
Frieren out here.
Frieren is literally my second favorite anime, literally.
But people just hating on it. I'm just saying.
I don't know why. I feel like because Solo Leveling got that anime of the year, and I feel like that was really popular vote. But
for sure,
that was popular because if you
really cool, you good in my book. You know the truth. All right, bet.
Oh, real quick, can I just add one last thing to when you talked about Does it matter at all that when Frieza one-shotted them, they were exhausted from fighting gas? Because I think that's very important.
A lot of people don't understand is that Minato actually healed Goku and Vegeta before Frieza did that. There's a panel with him healing Goku and Vegeta, so they were actually in full health when Frieza did that. It's a small panel. People miss it, but Minato, I don't know how to pronounce that Namekian's name, so I just call him Minaito. I don't know. But he actually did heal Goku and Vegeta at full strength before Frieza one-shotted both of them. So I mean, at first they were exhausted. So I would agree with you, but he healed them. So technically he really did one-shot them at full strength. Literally.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So now I do want to, on this pod, everybody has like their propaganda, their agendas. They push certain topics and whatnot. I need you to convince me that Tien is not trash.
Tien is not trash.
Tien is dog water. I am a Tien hater, from his fit to his attacks to his training. Everything about Tien to me is
we hate awful. On his attacks now.
I
Tri-beam is lame, bro. It's tri-beam, but it impacts in a rectangle, huh?
You come on, bro.
But the moment I thought I was out, what's happening?
Of all the things, Final Flash done destroys the environment and kills nobody. Like
it's aura. It's all aura.
If I see a triangle, why is it a rectangle?
Man, don't ask too many questions.
I like Dodon Ray though. Dodon Ray is hard.
Dodon Ray is fire.
Listen, it looks like a square.
He be throwing up the rock and it be turning into a square.
You see how that can look like a square a little bit? He does this.
You cooking, Black Bulma. You cooking right now.
Well, you can see. I have, when I tell you, I've been arguing this for years. He does this. You can't see that square.
So you know what? I now believe that Black Bulma does yoga because she is reaching right now. That reach is crazy.
Slandering the guest is insane.
That looks like.
You know what? Hove would be disappointed. That is.
I'm sorry.
I need so everybody knows that I hate Tien. Try to convince me why I should not hate him.
So it's really hard to fight for characters that you absolutely know just don't really get the screen time that you know they deserve. So in OG Dragon Ball, obviously Tien was the man. I call him Tien the scammer because he was doing his big one in OG Dragon Ball. He was scamming in villages, making money, him and Chaozu, and he was doing his thing. And he beat Goku. You know what I mean? Like Yamcha and Tien is one of the only original Z fighters that can say I truly beat Goku. And Tien specifically, because with Yamcha, the only reason why he won is because Goku was hungry. And you know, when Goku's hungry, he low energy. But Tien got a legit win on him. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I feel like Tien was definitely the man in OG Dragon Ball. And Z, he was also doing his big one, obviously against the, Frieza's dudes. And then holding off Cell. That's one of his one of his top moments. Obviously, I gotta mention that one. But I feel like that was the reason why I love that moment with Tien, not because of what he did with Cell, but because he diverted from the plan of what they had going on. He was sitting there on Roshi's Island where he was supposed to sit and not do anything, but he said, I can't just sit around and not do anything. So he diverted from the plan and assisted with Cell, even to the point where he know that could possibly sacrifice his life. And I don't have no problem with an anime character that says, listen, like, I might not be able to do too much. I might not be able to stop the person, but if I can hold them back or do some type of diversion to be able to make them, stall them to help the people that I know could defeat him, then I don't see the problem with that. So I feel like that's another good moment. He also helped with defeating Cell at the end. A lot of people think that Gohan just fought. Like, I don't know why people say Gohan defeated Cell. Like, he did defeat Cell, but he had the help of Yamcha and Tien and Vegeta. Come on now. Like, they would help. Nobody talks about Yamcha and Tien helping with Cell. Come on now. He definitely helped. I mean, it wasn't a big effect, but they was doing a big one. Okay. Now, Super Tien.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
I was just about to.
Because he's not on shit. Let's talk about it.
So wait, hold on. Super Tien. I understand. If you want to hate on Super Tien, I get it. You gotta blame the writers for that.
For sure.
I do respect the fact that Tien opened his own dojo. I've always had this thing where I feel like Tien don't fuck with the Z fighters no more. I feel like he just wants to do his own thing. I feel like Tien is a Z fighter, but I feel like he has stirred all. Like, I feel like he's trying to do his own thing. So that's why he opened his dojo. That's why you don't really see him much anymore. I also feel like because Gohan whooped his ass pre-tournament of power, I just feel like he just don't fuck with people no more. So you gotta understand, like, I feel like Tien's doing, and plus he lost his girl, like Launch ain't even there no more. So it's just a lot of things with Tien that it's just like I feel like kind of diverted him a little bit. But you gotta understand, he did assist in the Mole arc. I don't know if y'all read the Mole arc, but he was a big part, not a big part, but he did assist with fighting the prisoners in the Mole arc. While it wasn't a big moment, it's still, I love any moment where the Z fighters are able to assist and fight in any capacity. I feel like you don't always have to be fighting the main antagonist to be a part of rectifying the end of the arc where you can have the outcome that the Z fighters actually win. So he was a part of that. Him, Yamcha, all the Z Krillin, everybody was there. So I can't convince you that Tien isn't a bum, but I can convince you that Tien has had major moments in Dragon Ball that has helped the Z fighters have a way better outcome than they would have had if he wasn't there. So yeah.
So he a bum that helps. You know what?
You hate you hold on. You gonna hate on Tien but Glaze Mineta? Come on, bro. We good.
Mineta's great. Mineta actually has purpose.
Show me one time where Mineta threw a punch to help anything.
That's not his power.
Yo, random violence is not the answer to everything.
That's rich coming from you. That's rich coming from you of all people.
What you mean by that?
Oh, like, by the way, Black Bulma, this is Lonnie. He's the one that's very impatient. He's also one of the members of our Black Senses Society on the main pod as well, and he's considered the antagonist of our group.
Yeah, and Santo, I know you hating on Tien, but he's not the real trash can.
Oh my god!
Oh, yeah. The real trash
Bulma, brace yourself for this.
You know where I'm going with this. Because y'all know that Krillin is the real bitch ass nigga of the group.
This Krillin hate is
ridiculous hate, man.
Now, I'm gonna let Bulma do it, man.
Get it off, Lonnie. Explain to Black Bulma why Krillin
he doesn't know the context behind it, because for years since I grew up, because Dragon Ball was my gateway to anime and manga. That was what I did. So I was rocking with Krillin. But then some people in the chat, some of the assholes up here, they try to tell me, oh, that Krillin just whoops everybody in Naruto and this and that.
He does.
No.
He does.
Speed blitz. I was like, oh, how does he get out of this? Speed blitz. How does he deal with this hack?
Hold on 1 second.
Speed blitz. What if they take his soul? Speed blitz. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Hold on. Lonnie, did you remember in Dragon Ball Superhero when they showed you how fast the Frieza fight actually was?
How fast he is.
That's how fast the Frieza fight was.
Stay on topic, gentlemen. Stay on topic. Lonnie, explain to Bulma why is Krillin trash.
Okay, so he said, he doesn't like the fact that Krillin goes in there and beats most, if not all, of the Naruto-verse, because he's just that. Dragon Ball characters are just more powerful than Naruto characters. If when Goku was born, that Frieza destroyed planet Vegeta. We all saw it. The Krillin now would dog walk the mess out of that Frieza.
I don't disagree, random. It's not that I don't disagree. It's not that I don't think that Krillin could probably whoop everyone in the Naruto verse. My thing was when I was like, oh, if someone hits him with a Mataratsu, how does he get out of it? It would never hit him. I'm like, oh, so ninjas can't do sneak attacks now? I was like, oh, what is Miles gets hit with a Tsukiyome? Oh,
Ty legitimately explained it to you about why it wouldn't happen, but also he's also hating because me personally, as much as I respect Bulma, I think 18 the most beautiful female character in the verse. He hating on it. He straight up spreads lies and propaganda about Krillin's riz on how he got 18. He just doesn't.
Lies.
You do.
I thought he was cute.
Yeah, but he calls 18 a Make-A-Wish. He's a Make-A-Wish robot, and I was like, that's why I put my foot down. How dare you? But it's just things where like that's the answer. If they try it, Krillin could just teleport, solar flare. Millions of Uchiha are just blind now. Like I don't know what to tell you. Like that's what happens. They're just not fast enough, and it's not unfair. Get mad at the Naruto author for not making them faster. Like that's the problem.
No, that's funny. I'm not girl.
Dude, we got a super chat.
We got two of them actually. Angie Cart, the GOAT. Black Bulma, tell us why Z Future Trunks is better than Super Trunks.
I could talk for a week on why Z Trunks is better than that bum man Super Trunks.
Cook.
And before you do,
the guy actually was
Krillin that N-word.
Wow.
Naruto's verse, boo hoo. Hey, not too much. Not too much of my verse.
My thing is like I think a lot of people just don't understand the power scaling in Dragon Ball is so broken. You just don't understand.
No,
Like the fact that Krillin was even able to spar with Goku should already show you that this man is on a whole different other level than anybody see in Naruto. Like
it pisses me off more.
Like the one question I have, like who in Naruto is stopping Krillin solar flare? If
nobody
shows up and says solar flare and blinds the whole Konoha, who's stopping this nigga from just slicing a whole bunch of niggas with destructo disc? Why everybody?
You see what the Rasengan do to them? Destructo disc on.
Miles, I never disagreed.
But this is start slicing niggas up. Who's stopping that? Everybody blinded by this solar flare. This beam.
He cooking everybody. It pisses me off, but he cooking everybody. My other thing was like, I literally asked him, was like, say he's sleeping. So you want him to nerf himself and hits him while he's sleeping with the Mataratu. What's gonna happen?
Why would he be sleeping if this is versus battle?
Anything for him to win. That's why.
You want to nerf Krillin so your people can win.
It's the same way when people have I had somebody had a debate with Goku. It was like, oh, if Goku didn't have this or that, why you gotta take things away from a character to big up?
My only point with Krillin was like, oh, he doesn't have hacks to counteract certain things. Like, yes, he's stronger than everybody, but because when it comes to anime, there's tons of anime characters that are stronger than even Goku and stuff like that. But in terms of situations or in terms of because of a hack, they can still end Goku.
Goku?
Who's stronger than Goku?
Outside of Dragon Ball Z.
Outside of Dragon Ball Z, I would go Anos Voldigold. I would go Rimuru probably.
She's saying no with the quickness too.
No with the quickness for Rimuru?
No. Rimuru's a bum.
That's just
all right. Hold on.
I'm not counting no reincarnated characters that show no feats that compare to even Poir. Come on now.
To be fair, Rimuru ain't destroyed the planet yet.
Now that's a hot take.
Who's that one?
Standing on it, man.
No, who's that one character that Riddell's always talking about that can just rewrite whatever?
It's Riddell.
That's Riddell. I don't know the guy. I know who you're talking about. I just don't know his name.
$5 super chat from Kai.
My boy.
Across the pond. The Trunks got embarrassed by Goku in their first interaction. Vegeta didn't want him in the middle of the arc. Then he had a hole in his chest.
Yo, y'all super chats are funny.
So the fact that this is the problem. So the fact that Vegeta was just a legitimately bad father, and we're holding that against.
Listen, man,
if Trunks does not show up when he shows up, Kid Trunks is dead.
Give him credit for showing up.
He
saved himself. He saved Bulma. So the fact that Trunks shows up, saves Bulma, who they absolutely need. Let's not cap now. They need her. Who they ask, and Kid Trunks. So that just doesn't matter because Vegeta is
also let's not forget that Majin Vegeta does save Trunks by knocking him out and then blowing himself up to save his kids.
It's also random. Put yourself in his shoes. If a random ass nigga from the future showed up saying "Hey, Dad," are you just automatically just be like, "Oh, I love this nigga"? No,
and he's stronger than me too.
Yeah,
this nigga think he's showing me up and saying he my son.
Okay, no. First things first. They didn't have that conversation until they got in the time chamber. Let's not pretend like all the stuff before the time chamber didn't happen.
Random.
You're the one. He's the greatest sugar baby of all time. By the way, you're the one who got with Bulma. You're the one who got her pregnant. You're lucky. Bulma just a bad bitch. She's like, I got it. Don't worry about it. But at the same time, he still was like, I'm Gucci. That's where you go to sleep and eat, bro. That's where you go. You don't throw away your meal ticket like that. That's what Vegeta does. And if we're attacking, Trunks got embarrassed by Goku. Of course, Of course, Goku is Goku's Goku.
Trunks got embarrassed by selling Vegeta too when he came through looking like Brock Lesnar, and that nigga wasn't fast enough to hang with niggas. He got embarrassed there too.
And it was, I think when the fact that Vegeta fumbles and then gets his ass kicked by Perfect Cell.
I mean, that's cool because Vegeta. Listen, man, Vegeta's the top 10 crash out. He don't got no common sense, so he was destined to lose that. But we're not gonna act like Super Vegeta ain't pull up like the baddest motherfucker in Dragon Ball Z.
Bro, finish the story.
Trunks he has to work through it. That's why we in Super when he gonna get the chance to right all his wrong. But he was a young nigga with a crazy ego. He couldn't get right.
And I want to say this: the one that fumbled wasn't Vegeta. It was Krillin with the stupid button.
No. That fumbling thing can apply to multiple people. Krillin and Vegeta both, because if Vegeta just kills Imperfect Cell,
and Trunks too.
Krillin was first.
Trunks made a calculated mistake. Trunks made a mistake thinking he chased the power and guess what? Maybe if his dad was like, hey, that power's wrong, don't chase that. And then Trunks finally figured it out afterwards because Vegeta was not willing to teach him anything at all. Trunks had to figure it out. So of course Trunks just didn't know. If we're
penalizing show yourself being worth being taught, my brother. He wasn't
See,
they in the hyperbolic time chamber together. He not learning.
Ignorant. Trunks was ignorant.
That's what it was.
Trunks led with ignorance. That's why when people say, "Oh, we can blame Trunks," no, you have to understand when you got 3 contestants for who to blame for Cell, which is Trunks, Vegeta, and Krillin. The only person on that lineup that didn't make a autonomous decision was Trunks because he was just plain out ignorant. That's fine. He didn't deliberately like, okay, I want to see Trunks. I know that I can prevent this, but I'm just going to go ahead and say, fuck it. Krillin and Vegeta both made decisions where they did not give a fuck that this was going to have a terrible outcome. I just want it. You're selfish. So yeah, and Krillin was the first person to be selfish. Vegeta followed. So that's why I always say Krillin was the blame first because he was worried about fucking mechanical cheeks. And then Vegeta followed with wanting to seek power because of his Saiyan pride. So yeah, Krillin was terrible because Bulma worked hard on that remote. All he had to do was press the fucking button, but because he's so desperate, he's a simp and he's a gooner. He wanted to sit and be with Andrew 18, the second baddie he's ever been with outside of Marin, who kissed him, bro. Just fell in love after being kissed by a baddie. And then he just said, fuck it, like, I don't want to get rid of her because I see a possible future with her, which was true. But at the end of the day, you still risked everybody's life for some android cheeks.
Mechanical cheats, no jiggle mechanics. By the way, $2 super chat from hey, I'm reading.
Okay, fine. Lonnie, I'm gonna see you after
$2 super chat from Kent. He is our Yu Yu Hakusho ambassador stand right here. Yu Yu Hakusho top 5. And Dill has a question, by the way. $2 super chat. Favorite underrated character? His is Janemba. What is yours?
My favorite underrated character is PyCon.
That's good. That one's good. Mine. So, by the way, everybody go down the list. What's your favorite underrated character in DBZ?
Mine is Hit. I don't like how he got hold in the Tournament of Power. I feel like he could have contributed a lot more. Maybe time constraints, right, and reasons. They kind of just got him out the way. But yeah, Hit for sure.
Random.
That's fine. Tien.
Oh,
I love Tien. Love him.
So
love him. Like because that's why I play with first when I play all the games. Is Tien. So he can't fight. So we're giving him crap because he can't fight with Goku, Vegeta, Gohan. Oh no. But most people can't. Most people can't.
You
can't even fight. He can't even fight with Krillin.
I will say you mainly fight
Krillin's the strongest human. Like,
and that's sad to me. how far Tien has fallen.
It's been, but also it's also literally noted that whether or not it's Japan or the writers at B just do not like Tien. So okay, so you want me to disparage him because the author doesn't like him? I'm not gonna do that. I still think he's good. He works hard. He just doesn't have the ability. That's just the problem. It ain't like he just look. He ain't like Yamcha, who's he's a superhuman playing baseball. That's insane.
He realized that he couldn't fight and he went and made a career.
And my dad still wants to try to protect the planet. He just wants to try to protect the planet. It's the place where he loves, where he lives, and he just tries. And let's not sit here and pretend like if anything ever goes down, Tien is pulling up no matter what, whether or not he dies or not, because he's put in work multiple times in Super alone. He just because he's not
put in work.
Bro, if you go and you have a sparring match and you get wiped out by a smidge of ki, we don't need your help, bro. We're good.
What did he do in the tournament of power, Randall?
That's crazy.
Now, my problem
Master Roshi didn't want him in the tournament of power.
Master Roshi's stronger.
And how far the mighty have fallen.
And that's cool, but I still think we're being completely unfair to him because he's just not one of the strongest. That's there's nothing else about his character that you can actually disparage. He's just not strong.
He don't got no personality and he's not strong. Why would I like him?
He's bread. He's toast.
Watch Dragon Ball. What's removed from Dragon Ball? Bread. He just be there with a resting bitch face and he can't back the resting bitch face up. I don't like that.
Hey, when it's been noted that the author doesn't like a character, I'm not gonna hate the character for that because they go out of their way to make him look bad.
Hold on. Before you hey. $5 super chat from Angie. She has spoken. Goku is that insert word here. A sensu bean and told Gohan, "You got this." What the F? Trunks was the only level-head person during both Android and Cell arcs. Cook black.
Goku was cooking.
Well, we heard it. Ty said he knew Gohan could win. Gohan just had to. He just had to unlock that part of himself that he
What I don't never understand about this logic. It confuses me. It really does confuse me. Is Goku's plan worked? This is what I don't understand why people are so mad at. Like if Piccolo's plan worked with Vegeta and Nappa, y'all wouldn't be mad. If he said, "Okay, I'm gonna help Gohan unlock his latent potential and help him be confident about releasing that pent up power that we know he has," and he was actually fucking up Nappa and Vegeta, y'all wouldn't be mad if he was actually locked in. But when Goku says, "Okay, I know my son can fuck Cell up. I know he has the power in him and it works." Why is that like it worked? Like the plan worked. His ideology of Gohan, his own son, the plan worked. So what is the problem?
The sensu bean. Okay. I think this is my view.
Explain the sensu bean to you if you want to.
No, I just want to say in the terms of the sensu bean thing, I think both things can be true. I do think that people have in Dragon Ball have always tried to unlock Gohan's potential, be it Piccolo, be it Goku, and whatnot. And one way to pretty much force it out of him is to, you know what, just put him in a fight, full powered Cell, go. That he has no choice but to unlock it. It's a good decision. Now, like I said, two things can be true. I am not going to be fighting the menace of the universe, have him down to a weaker power level, and give him a Senkai boost. Like, I just don't think that logically makes sense.
But the thing is that like Goku was trying to knock two birds out with one stone. Like that was painfully clear. That was painfully clear. Like it couldn't have been more clearer. Like when Goku already said that he knew his son's potential, even when we saw the flashback of him destroying the tree, we kind of already had a roundabout thinking of how Goku viewed his son. even noting that Gohan could be more powerful than him. Right? But somebody had to push that out of him because Goku knew he did not have the power to defeat Cell. He admitted that. We all know Goku came out and said, I cannot defeat Cell. So why not use myself as a way to help my son not only spectate the fight, but understand how his enemy moves. And then I'm going to let this man Cell, because I'm not going to let Cell be weakened by everything I did to him. I want you to be full power and push my son to unlock the potential that I know that he has to defeat you. And that's exactly what happened. It came from the, effects of 16 having to be sacrificed, unfortunately, but it happened either way. And we saw that Gohan was doing his thing. And I don't understand why people get mad, because if Goku didn't do what he did, we wouldn't have gotten one of the most iconic scenes in fiction, which was Gohan going Super Saiyan 2. Who else was activating Super Saiyan 2?
That's what I'm saying. I agree with you fully on that point. My thing is, I still believe two things can be true, because logically it makes no sense to give Cell a complete Zenkai boost there. If the fate of the planet is at hand, logically, I am not going to help him at all. But I get it.
Zenkai boost. I think it was more of him helping him replenish his strength. But
I mean, I would still say, but wouldn't it be a Zenkai boost because he has the cells of Saiyans?
I mean, yeah, but he didn't seem more powerful after he took the sensu bean. He's just like his power was replenished.
When he blew himself up, he was definitely stronger though.
I feel like once he blew himself up and came back, I feel like that was more of a Zenkai boost. But when he got the sensu bean, he looked like he was still at the same amount of power that he was when Goku was fighting him the first time.
So my only question to you though, and you kind of touched on it earlier, and someone in the chat kind of mentioned it as well. We kind of saw Goku kind of need to bail Gohan out when he was unable to kind of, finish him off in a timely manner. It was an oversight on his part, and Cell blew himself up. We kind of saw that Goku had to unfortunately sacrifice himself. Then even when Cell came back, Gohan still unfortunately wasn't strong enough to finish the job on his own merit. It took contributions from other characters to actually get him over the hump. So can we actually say Goku was right?
Yes.
Very specific scenarios in order to... Sure.
Yes, I can tell you exactly why. Gohan was defeating Cell, even to the point where he spit out Android 18. He was slowly getting defeated. The problem was 100%, not 99.999%. The problem was 100%, and even Piccolo notated this, on Gohan's pride and his overconfidence. The failure, the flaw in Goku's plan had nothing to do with Goku, but everything to do with Gohan finally unleashing a power that not Piccolo couldn't take out, not Goku couldn't take out, but Cell took out. And Gohan got that power and he got overzealous. And that's the problem and that was the ultimate problem with the plan that Goku had. That it could have been a miscalculation, while I do agree with you, but you can't say that Goku's plan was not successful when we have visible proof that if Gohan actually stuck to the goal of just defeating Cell and not playing around with him because you just got introduced to a new power you never had, it would have completely ended the arc and he would have completely obliterated Cell. But Gohan admitted himself that he wanted to torture Cell because of everything that he did. And torture means I'm going to keep you alive as long as I can so you can continue to feel the wrath of the amount of power that I have right now. And the flaw with that we've seen multiple times, starting with the Namek, is that when you give your opponent enough time to stay alive enough to think of an escape plan, then you get worse outcomes. We saw that with Frieza when he decided to blow up the planet and also and try to slice Goku. We saw that with Moro when he tried to fuse with the planet. We saw that with Frieza in Resurrection F when he destroyed Earth. It's just like when you don't just finish the job, and that's the same. I feel like that's one Saiyan flaw. It's not just with Gohan. When you have Saiyans who they get this amount of power, they're up in battle, but they get overzealous and they continue to battle because they're so overly confident and overly prideful. It's just like you're giving your opponent time to be able to have an escape plan and to kind of take everybody with them. So I don't think Goku's plan necessarily failed. It's really because Gohan was young and he finally unlocked that power, and he really truly wanted Cell to fail. I mean, to suffer instead of defeating him, which he really could. I mean, even Goku had to yell out and say, "Okay, son, finish the job." Like, what are you doing? And then Gohan yelled back to him and said, "No, I want Cell to suffer." So Goku was already cognitive to the fact that Gohan was becoming overly confident with his power, and we were supposed to finish this a long time ago.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Lonnie, okay, we're gonna transition a little bit to a little activity that Lonnie wanted to do here. He does this on our main pod on Tuesdays at 9 p.m. EST. By the way, if you guys haven't joined, go ahead and join. Lonnie, take it away.
Oh, also my favorite underrated character was Tapion. I didn't get to say it.
My fault. I didn't say mine, but go ahead.
Respect Tapion. But yeah, so mine is rank 8. I have 8 Dragon Ball fights, and this could be your ranking. Most of them are good. There could be a wacky one in there. You never know. But we all know Dragon Ball
Hercule versus whatever on there, and I'm about to be hot.
I'm gonna stay out because I know what they are.
Right.
By the way, Vegeta gifted a membership. I appreciate that.
Shout out.
All right, but I'll send you the list first. Oh, all right. So first fight out of 1 through 8, we have Gohan versus Cell.
3 or 4, Miles. 3 or 4.
You doing Super Z? You doing every iteration GT? Everything?
There's no GT in here.
But Super, Dragon Ball, and Z.
Yeah.
I'll say 3.
Yeah.
Oh, Kai said 8. Oof.
That's insane.
That's
but
wild.
you know Kai's the hater though.
You're not
in the same camp as me. We just be hating. So
Bulma, you're the guest.
Wait, are we ranking them?
Yeah.
It's a blind.
It's a blind.
So
it's a blind ranking.
So
he's gonna reveal them in a random order. So I'm gonna give you the scoop. If he's gonna reveal them in a random order, he's gonna intentionally try to fuck us up to where we can make a bad list. So we gotta just be real. You know what I'm saying? We gotta be calculated with what we pick.
We have a guest up here. I would never do that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do you like
Well,
that.
which fight was the one you said? Cell versus
First one is Gohan versus Cell.
I said 3.
If there were 8 fights, where would you rank it blindly?
Gohan versus Cell. I gotta put that number 3.
3.
Okay.
All right.
3.
Next one up, Goku versus Majin Vegeta.
It's one of the best fights in the entire series.
Quick question though, is for me it always take a little luster because Goku was fucking around. Bro didn't put in his best. Obviously, we understand why he did it because he needed to maximize his time on Earth. But that's why Vegeta got so mad at him when he saw him the next time. He's like, "What the hell, bro? You knew how much this fight meant to me, and you hit Super Saiyan 3 for me."
Vegeta low-key respected it though too. He low-key respected it.
And remember the beginning in the stadium, the ultimate crash out blew up half the stadium. People got wiped out instantly.
Definitely a crash out.
All right, so where are we putting this one?
For me, I'm putting that 4.
4.
You think it's better than Gohan and Cell?
That's worse.
No. I was asking Santo.
I personally do, but like I said, I know the fights that are here. I'm not gonna say anything, but I personally do.
Okay. Next up, Broly versus Goku and Vegeta.
Oh.
Okay, there are 2 stages of this fight though. Is it the first
when it was in the ice?
Yeah. When they're in the ice, or when Gogeta pulls up and he's like,
everything before Gogeta.
I mean, it was all cool, but then Broly started dragging my boy through the ice, man. He ain't need to do that.
I'm putting that at 7, period.
It was a cool visual to see that Vegeta, like we got to see Vegeta and God and all that. You know, it was
Wait,
cool.
are you including Goku versus Broly versus Vegeta, or just both of them? Because there was only one moment where Broly was fighting Goku and Vegeta together, and that was before they transported to Piccolo. So that was
the whole fight sequence. So if you want to include Gogeta in that, you can.
All of that.
All of that.
That's got to be like
there's some bangers in here. There's some other bangers in here. This is Dragon Ball we talk about.
See, I'm not putting that at 7. I'm putting that at 2. That's
and all of that shit. Yeah.
If you're including if this including Broly versus Vegeta, I'm putting that at 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm putting that at 2. If we're including, I just don't want you after this. I don't want you to say Broly versus Vegeta in the Broly movie.
No, there's no other Broly's in here.
Okay, then I'm putting that at 2.
That whole sequence is insane. Broly versus Vegeta, and Broly versus Goku. Then that. Oh, yeah. You're giving us 3. You're basically giving us 2.5 fights in that whole sequence.
Right.
All right.
That went from 7 to 2. By the way, my God.
Because I was thinking about when Broly dragged Goku, and I don't like that too much. So.
All right. Next up, Beerus versus Goku.
10 for me.
7.
So, what's the last one? We got 8 available.
Actually, no. I'm gonna put that at a. Because I forgot I will not let you destroy my world. I'm gonna put that
That's
at
the
7.
only good part, though. I'll stick with 7. That's the only good part.
I'll put that at 7. I'll put that at 7.
All right. Next one up, Piccolo versus 17.
That's a fire fight.
No. Shit.
Hellzone Grenade. Hellzone Grenade is my most underrated attack in the series. That shit's fire.
Wait, hold on. Sidebar. You hate Final Flash, but you love Hellzone Grenade?
Hellzone Grenade cool.
Hellzone Grenade is cool, and I'm not. And by the way,
we shit on Final Flash because it never kills anything or never does anything.
Final Flash
Grenade.
The way, okay, let's pretend like Hellzone Grenade is presented like the Final Flash. You legitimately like the Final Flash because of aura. That's your reason to like Final Flash.
I'm so good.
I'm gonna put that at 5.
I went at 5. All right.
It was.
All right. Next one up, Goku versus Jiren.
10.
Okay, that might be.
I hate
all of it.
All of it, or which one?
I mean, I don't think it matters. I'm not really high on that.
I'm at 10. I don't like Jiren, so fuck him. 10.
Damn.
Why you don't like Jiren?
Jiren's a bum.
As a character or the stream? You hurting me. What's wrong with him?
Everything about Jiren's a bum.
Oh man.
You gotta watch my YouTube video. I go in detail.
I'm gonna check that out. Might even react to that. Check that.
All right, so I'll put that at 8, but I'll like parentheses 10 for that one.
And it's not even 10 because of Goku. It's a 10 because of Jiren.
Dang.
All right. Next one up, Gohan versus Super Buu.
What do I have left?
Man, they have my boy.
We got 7, right? We got 7. We got 1. That's
no,
6.
You got
6.
I'm gonna put that at 6. Because it wasn't really that long. It was just really short.
All I saw was one point was Gohan hiding behind some rocks.
All right. And that means the guys left number 1 open.
I'm just missing 1, 8, 1, 8, 9, and
no, there's only 8.
It's only 8 fights.
Oh, it's only 8.
Yeah.
Then why I say 10? Then I should put 8. My bad.
You hate it so bad that you put it below the list. You put it in the honorable mentions.
My bad. I said 8. All right, my bad. Look at that 8. So I'm only missing.
I parentheses the 10 though. I parentheses the 10, so we know like that's how bad it is. All right. But and then you said Gohan versus Super Buu. You guys said 6, so that means you guys left number 1 open.
No, I don't have a. Wait, what do I not have? Do I have a 1 and 2? Okay, I got 1. Okay, yeah.
So I'll reveal the list. Santo, I did it again. All right, so we have Goku versus Jiren at 8, really 10. Beerus versus Goku at 7. Gohan versus Super Buu at 6. Piccolo versus 17 at 5, Goku versus Majin Vegeta at 4, Gohan versus Cell at 3, Broly versus Goku and Vegeta at 2, and Tien versus Cell at 1. Y'all cooked.
Who put Tien versus Cell at 1?
That was the last one with the last spot, and that's how he fucks us over every time to ruin the list. Like I told you, list as fuck.
Why the fuck would you do that?
He does it.
He does it every time.
We ask him all the time, Bulma.
He's bored.
I would have fucking put Goku versus Jiren at 1 if that was.
Yeah, y'all gambled and y'all lost.
Why you put the worst at the back?
By the way,
I gave a warning. I said there might be some wonky ones in there. There might be some wonky ones in there. I said that. I did say that.
Nah, you did the last one on purpose.
So one gifted membership from Vegeta again. Appreciate you. And Angie gave us another $2 super chat. The GOAT.
I love Cyberpunk and Castlevania. Anything Netflix anime, I love. I love westernized anime. Literally, you just literally named 2 anime that I absolutely love from Netflix. Cyberpunk and Castlevania, I both love. I watched both of them.
Did you see Moonrise on Netflix?
Oh, you need to watch Moonrise.
Yeah, Moonrise is great, and it's coming out. And again, this where Uzumaki fumbled, the summer Hikaru died, has the opportunity to bring seinen anime back. It's coming out on Netflix. You guys check it out, please. When it comes out, this upcoming week.
Also,
I can't believe I put Tien versus Cell at 1. That just ruined my name.
Exactly, because that bum Tien is trash.
No, not because he's a bum, but because it was definitely way better fights than it.
She's gonna be like eating cereal tomorrow and be like, damn, that Tien fight up.
That's gonna haunt me.
Just Tien punching nothing, doing nothing. Oh wait, that's Krillin.
Literally, I think it's the tri-beam.
Oh, the rectangle beam.
He kept him in place.
Yes, it was important.
It was a square beam.
Yo, random. You know how trash of a character you have to be where your greatest feat is you kept a nigga in place?
I guess.
Not because he definitely, the fault was with 18 and 16 not want to run far away. That's their problem.
He was doing his job. Like, come on, man.
Okay, so I do have a quick question. Are you pro or against Dragon Ball GT?
I mean, I can't really say if I'm. Well, I guess I'm pro GT. I don't have a problem with it. It's just boring. GT is boring.
Miles is hurt. Miles is hurt right now.
No. It's outside of like the major arcs that everybody talk about, like Super Saiyan 4, Super 17, the Black Star Dragon Balls. Like if you generally watch Dragon Ball GT, it's ass in the beginning. Like you gotta watch like a couple arcs before you get some real good joints. Like y'all not watching the shit with Giru and them going to them unknown planets trying to find shit. That shit's ass.
Okay, she could. That's true.
But I will say, like Dragon Ball GT, I'm pro GT. I love GT, but I just feel like you really gotta muster through the beginning of Dragon Ball GT to get to the real good Jones.
Once 17 and baby, yeah, that's when it starts.
Yeah, once you get to like baby, you good. But the beginning is really.
Oh,
Such an Angie question.
Who got better baddies, Naruto or Bleach?
I like Angie. Who got better baddies? I don't know nothing about Bleach, but I know there's this girl. She know how to bend her back. I don't know what's her name? Yaoyorochi.
She cleared all of Naruto. I don't
care. Hey, not too much. Not too much.
Yoriichi.
I saw this one panel where she bending her back. I'm like, she cleared outside of Lady Tsunade, because I know Lady Tsunade definitely know how to do her big one. Yaoyorochi, the way she bent her back, I don't know nobody Naruto bending it back like that. So I'm definitely going with Bleach.
Except Naruto for Sasuke, he'll bend his back like that.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
Hey, yo.
Yeah. Okay.
Miles, you got a question?
I got 2. So one, because nobody asked you this. Sub or dub? How do you feel about Dragon Ball Z?
I'm a big dub watcher. I watch everything in dub. Everything's dub.
Dragon Ball dub is actually really good. Chris Sabat, Sean Kimmel, they do their thing. The How You Destroy Your World thing, that shit is beautiful. It saved that movie.
Dragon Ball dub is world renowned. It's not
sure.
Dragon Ball dub has got recent hate. It's never gotten hate me growing up. I think because people trying to glaze sub so bad because they want to be Japanese so bad for some reason. I grew up. I'm a millennial, if you guys don't know. So I grew up watching Dragon Ball episode for episode. I never seen nobody complain about Dragon Ball dub until as of recent. So it's kind of like I just feel like everybody wants to be Japanese for so bad. I didn't read the last reply. I'll just put
Oh no, I'm just throwing them up there.
Oh, okay. But yeah, it's just like I feel like everybody wants to live in Japanese culture. That it's just like y'all are gonna, especially if your native tongue is English, like you want to disrespect dub voice actors so bad, and you want to cosplay it as a Japanese person that you're disrespecting people who literally made your childhood, which was a lot of dub voice actors. So I feel like you can love sub, and that's okay. But don't shit on dub voice actors because they really are just trying to make a living. Same as you when you wake up in the morning and clock into your 9 to 5 or whatever you're doing. Like, don't shit on them because they doing their best. And half y'all don't even understand what Japanese people are saying. Y'all just like them screaming, and y'all like the little high pitched girly characters because some of y'all just don't get no bitches. So it's just like at the end of the day, it's just like it really doesn't make no sense that y'all really just
editor, please.
By the way, we are clipping the shit.
We are clipping the shit out of that. Holy crap!
No notes.
They just love them. They love those They love those high pitched Japanese girly voices. That's what it is, and that's why they love it so much. And it's just like, oh no, dub voice actors can't do it for me. I bet they can't. You feel me? Because you sit there with your anime pillow, and you love the way they. So, you know what I mean? Just like don't shit on dub voice actors because you got an obsession with Japanese, women. So yeah.
Oh, can I make a confession? I don't know if I'm the only one, but I can't stand the Japanese voice actor for Goku. It does something to my ear. It does something to my ears. Like I can't listen to sub Goku. I can't. It drives me crazy.
I watch it. I don't think it's that bad, but it's cool.
Yeah, Masako Nozawa, she's a legend, and the reason why I love her is because she was specifically picked out by Akira Toriyama himself. I'm just like you. I cannot watch Dragon Ball in English. I mean, in sub. It's just not for me. But it's like for people who like, just like in Japan, they grew up listening to Masako Nozawa, voice of Goku, Gohan, and I think she voiced Goten as well. And because she was specifically picked out by by Akira Toriyama, she's been voicing him for years. I give her respect, but I personally never listened to any anime outside of Dragon Ball Daima that she voiced because I'm a dub watcher. I like Sean Schemmel, I like Chris Sabat, I like, just Sunny Strait. I love all the dub voice actors. I feel like that's what I grew up with. That's what I'm gonna stick with.
Well, it might be Dragon Ball. I grew up watching like dub Dragon Ball Z, so like if I hearing Goku's voice be different, just did something to like my childhood brain, but I just can't do it.
Yeah.
So I have a couple more questions I wanted to ask. So, and this goes out to everybody up here.
Okay.
I need you guys to give me a top 3 favorite Dragon Ball movie. Give me your top 3.
I think I pretty much got mine, so I'll go off the rip. I got Fusion Reborn at 1. I got the new one. What's it called?
Superhero?
Not Superhero. The one before that with the Broly
movie.
The Broly one. And then this is gonna be a hot take, but I'm gonna say it anyway. That BoJack movie was hard as fuck. That BoJack movie was hard as fuck. So I'll put BoJack at 3.
The way everybody aura farms when they're pulling up is insane.
Vegeta, when he destroys the whole parking garage and then he gets beat in one shot. I'm like, yeah, they cook.
Yeah, right.
They cook.
I was like, when I saw Vegeta the first time I saw it, I'm like, oh, Vegeta about to cook. They never let him pull up like this. They never do it. I was like, damn it. I got mine too. If you're ready,
Go ahead.
Mine is Super Broly. That's my favorite movie in the story. Then I have the was it Trunks' timeline? I forget the actual name of it. His movie from Z.
Where it has like one arm Gohan and everything.
Yeah, I forget the name of the movie.
Well, the thing is, that's not even a movie. I think that's more like a special or OVA or something.
It's like an OVA, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know it was that, but
yeah, it's like an OVA.
Fine. Okay, so then mine is the Cooler movie, the first one when he pulls up the first time. I love that movie. I don't care what nobody says. When Goku transforms, finally turns Super Saiyan, and then he gives the bird the energy so that he could live. That's fire. I don't care what nobody says. And then me personally, I think maybe, and then I like the first Z Broly movie just for the aura that Z Broly has. It's not a good movie in my opinion. I just really have a good time watching it.
By the way, $2 super chat from Angie. Her 3 is Tree of Might, Dead Zone, and World's Strongest.
Tree of Might's underrated.
Tree of Might is my favorite DBZ movie. It is
the trailers.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like Tree of Might, the first Broly movie, and
Street Trunks. Thank you, Angie.
Janemba, Fusion Reborn. Yeah, those are my 3.
I'll go. Mine's are I love the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. I love Fusion Reborn, and I love World's Strongest.
World's Strongest was the cooler one?
No, that was the one they fought Harudegarn.
Mm-hmm.
When Goku does the like superhero pose, Super Saiyan 3, and he does the Dragon Fist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Lonnie, what you got?
I'm trying to think. Because my mom hold me as a kid. There was like this yard sale, and she decided to split with some random lady the odd and even number VHS tapes of all the Dragon Ball shit. So like I got episode 1, 3, 5, and then but the Cooler movie was like the first Dragon Ball movie I ever watched, and I watched that shit like a million times when I was a kid, so I have to put that number 1. Super Broly, I'd probably put it number 2, and then I also fuck with that BoJack movie, so put that 3.
All right. So, Miles, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna call a quick audible. So, Bulma, what we usually do here on Open Dojo is that we release the link. Before I do that, Angie doesn't want me to talk because she wants me to read her $2 super chat. Black Bulma, why is Z Future Trunks so drippy with the fit?
Respect
him. I just feel like he get it from his mother.
Say what?
I agree.
I get it. Like people really underrate how much outside of Botan from Yu Hakusho, Bulma definitely was drippy with the different outfit changes, specifically in OG Dragon Ball. She always changed her fit, going on to Z, going on to Super. Her outfits plus her hair was always changed. Like she always literally changed her aesthetic. So I feel like, if Bulma was dripped out like that, why not her son be the same way?
Oh, by the way, Kai from across
Fan the hate, my boy.
Z films suck.
What?
The last 12 minutes is the only part that's good.
Nah, bro, that's that small attention span. No offense. Respectfully, it's just
respectfully, you got a small attention span. So I'm gonna call a quick audible. So like I was explaining, Open Dojo, we created this space so people could like come up and like interact with us and whatnot. So what I'm going to do it very limited. I'm not gonna bring up everybody at one point. I'm gonna select people to just come up here, ask a question, get a takeoff, and just interact with our guest. You know what I mean? But so we're gonna do that. So I'm just gonna put the link out here, and then we'll select somebody to come up, ask a question or whatnot.
Okay.
So
Y'all were acting up in the comments. Don't. I already spoke to some of y'all
be
behind the scenes.
respectful.
I'm
You guys
correct.
represent. I'm
I DM'd
quick.
a couple of y'all. Don't play with me. I already told y'all.
And they're the nice ones.
One thing about me is I'm ready for anything. As somebody who been talking about the series for 5 years straight, defending all types of hot takes, I'm ready. I got thick skin, so I'm ready.
What was what was the craziest take you heard someone say against Dragon Ball?
And what's the craziest one you gave in favor of it? I want that.
The craziest take I gave against Dragon Ball?
Well, like somebody said to you against it.
Oh, it's always anything involving Goku. It's always like a lot of people say that Dragon Ball should have ended at Z. A lot of people feel like Toriyama, didn't really care about Dragon Ball, or one of the ones I've been having to defend recently is people thinking that Goku was Goku put multiple universes at risk for the Tournament of Powers. It's multiple things I had to defend. When it comes to the Dragon Ball series, you know what I mean?
Are you talking about the wish that 17 made after the Tournament of Power when he wished for all the universes to be saved?
No, people are saying, because a lot of people don't understand the context of how the Tournament of Power existed. So a lot of people are saying because Goku reminded the Zenos of the Tournament of Power, which was shown in the anime, that he put multiple universes at risk. Now, if I'm a regular Dragon Ball fan just watching the anime of Dragon Ball Super, I would believe that. But the manga clarified that the universes were already at risk because they were going to be erased if Goku didn't enact or remind the Zenos of the Tournament of Power. So really, he kind of gave those universes a fighting chance. So when people tell me that Goku was the reason why the Tournament of Power existed, I see that more as a good thing than a bad thing. Because they were going to get erased anyway.
Gotcha. All right. First up, my Dominican brother Gabe. Okay, what's going on, bro?
Good. How y'all doing?
What, good. What's your take? What's your question?
I got a question. Since y'all was talking about the Tournament of Power, Bulma, what is your favorite moment from the Tournament of Power?
My favorite moment from the Tournament of Power, and it's one that's not really talked about, is when all of the Z fighters went up against Agni Laza. Because you get to see all of them, all of their aura mixed together, 17, Goku, Vegeta. I just feel like it was really cool to see all of them go up against Agni Laza, especially the ending result with 17 wanting to take over and things like that. So that's probably one of my favorite moments that I've seen in Tournament of Power, them all working together to go up against Agni Laza.
What y'all?
Before we go, Gabe, what's yours?
Oh, that speech of I got two. So the speech Vegeta gave, and then when Beerus, the speech he gave when Goku finally went Ultra Instinct, like finally unlocked it. Those two, man, I'm not gonna lie. I love speeches like more than anything.
It's same. I love speeches too, and the one that got me was Master Roshi.
Yeah, that one too. Roshi, that one was good.
Dog. Tien could never.
Oh Lord, when did Tien ever do a damn speech? Come on in.
Did he ever? Let me stop because I can hate on Tien. Oof. All day.
I'm crying.
What's y'all's? What's y'all's favorite moment of Tournament of Power?
Lonnie, you wanna go first?
Probably whenever Krillin got knocked off, and then also the spinning Kamehameha.
Oh yeah.
I'm
trying to tell you. Oh, my bad, Miles. Go ahead. Sorry.
Mine was when 18 defeated Ribrianne. That annoying ass fucking.
Oh my lord.
And then my other one was when Frieza played Frost. And he's like, what are you doing the 3 rules thing?
Yeah.
3 rules for you. It blew him off the map. I thought that shit was hilarious. And then he got a race right after. That was funny.
Brandon, what you got?
For me, it's obviously Santra. Obviously, you and I, we can argue about this all day. But that Kamehameha, that's the most, that short of when, because Ty will bring it up every time we see him, short of when Goku with three broken limbs using a Kamehameha with his feet or whatever. Like that was impossible to drift Kefla's attack. But I also think Kefla's introduction with the Patara earrings, I really want to see more of obviously both of them. But I thought that whole Kefla sequence till she's obviously eliminated was fantastic.
Random. I like them a lot. That whole group.
Gabe, I appreciate you, bro.
Of course.
Holly Flood, Kale. I like them.
That's why I'm like, just get done with 7 and go to 6. There's so much potential there, Miles, because there's only how many times can you keep doing in 7? Well, now this guy's the strongest person in the world, in the universe. This guy's the strongest. When it's just like, let's keep it pushing.
So you want them to end Goku's story and like go to
No, they can still go there, but Goku
Hold
and Vegeta.
on. Before you guys continue, Angie doesn't want y'all to talk again. She said silence with this $2 super chat. Like Bulma. MHA versus Mucha Lucha. Why does Mucha Lucha clear?
Mucha Lucha is fire.
I love Mucha Lucha, but I've never seen Mucha Lucha do anything outside of what we've seen the MHA characters do. I mean, they're really good wrestlers, but I don't think shout out to Mucha Lucha, but Angie funny as shit. But I think MHA might have this joint.
Man, in 2025, shout out to Mucha Lucha. That was not in my bingo card.
I know, I've not heard that name in years, literally years.
So the last question I have, and we actually made an episode about this, and it caused a lot of discourse. Let's just put it that way, where we had our top 10 Kamehamehas in Dragon Ball. By the way, if you guys haven't seen it, it's on our channel. Go ahead and show it. But what is your favorite, or what do you think is the best Kamehameha in Dragon Ball?
I think the best Kamehameha in Dragon Ball is the one that Goku did against Demon King Bulma, where he severed 3 different demon realms. In Daima.
Yeah.
I think that's number 1. I believe that's number 1 right now. I'm sorry. I love the sliding Kamehameha. That was people like glazing that real bad. Trust me, I know how iconic that was. But the visuals on that 3-dimensional piercing Kamehameha that he did against Demon King Bulma and turning that motherfucker to a donut in the process, that was an effective Kamehameha. I'm sorry. I think that's number 1 right now. Listen, I'm sorry. Like, a lot of people hate when I name something recent as the best, but I think that was the most visually pleasing Kamehameha, at least, right now.
On the topic of Daima, did you like how they did Super Saiyan 4? Or how they introduced
Yeah, I think it was the most primal. I think it definitely gives primal. Like the big hands, the fur, the red eyes with the red hair. I think it gives Super Saiyan more primal-esque aesthetics than the one we saw in Dragon Ball GT, yes.
So you had no issue with the hair?
No, I loved it. Give them more hair, period.
How did you feel about where they placed it in the timeline? Between. Sorry?
I think it was perfect.
Okay. I mean, it's clear that that's Broly's to take and run with it, to me, in my opinion. Because just he's going down the primal path, so it just makes more sense for him to take it and run. How do you?
I think a lot of people just hate the timeline of it because a lot of things weren't really explained in Super and why we saw things in Daima, but that didn't transfer to Super.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, okay, so we got Kai. Kai pulled up. Kai, salute to you. What is your question? What is your take? What do you want to get off?
You know he's gonna be hating.
Facts.
I wanted to ask Bulma what her favorite form is, and then I'll say what my hot take is after, if that's all right.
What is your favorite form, Bulma?
My favorite form, Super Saiyan 3 Goku.
I don't like the way it looks, but I love his demeanor. That's my favorite demeanor of any transformation.
Over Super Saiyan 2 Gohan?
Absolutely, every time.
He had eyebrows. I'm here.
No, without the eyebrows.
It's so weird that's like that's the decider for that form. Besides the long hair, it's like he just doesn't have eyebrows.
It's so capturing though. Like when I first saw it, I'm like, wow, why do I notice he don't got eyebrows so much?
Mm-hmm.
Like, am I weird?
It just looks more serious and more locked in. I feel like the no eyebrows really make you be more locked in.
And for some reason, like Goku's demeanor does change when he's Super Saiyan. Like he's serious, he talks very low, soft. Like he's all gas. Like I don't have a lot of time in this form. Let's just scrap.
All right, the business.
So Kai, what's your hot take that you wanted to get?
Your hot take, go, brother.
Oh Lord, here we go.
I understand Z films that those last 10 minutes are a good watch, but I guarantee you watch those Z films, you can't tell me anything about the rest of that film. You can see everything we mentioned about the Z films is at the end. There's nothing in the middle, and there's nothing good about it at the start.
Okay, so in the Cooler movie, when Goku just wants to take Gohan and his boys and just go on like a little fishing trip, and then Cooler pulls up, like, so we were saying because they was having a good time. We rarely ever get truly slice of life content. There's always them getting ready for another fight. That was fine. That was fine in the Cooler movie. They were just like, hey, even the one with Android 13, they're literally shopping. They're shopping, and then Android 13 pulls whatever the 9. I can't remember the exact one because 13 comes later in the movie.
Oh wait, do you just not move? Do you just not like movies?
No. I literally think Battle of Gods is the best. Like Path to Power, Path to Power.
Wait, how do you like Battle of Gods when the most significant part of Battle of Gods happened at the end of the movie? The rest of it, you see Vegeta dancing. They having a party. It's Bulma's birthday. Vegeta's simping for beers. So it was just like, what do you mean? Like, how do you say that you only remember 10 minutes of the joint, but Battle of Gods is a perfect example of the first 40 minutes is you just watching Vegeta fucking do everything he can to stall Beerus. And
you see, Battle of Gods at the start of it is interesting because Beerus and Whis are actually fun and interacting characters you can be with. They introduce this prophecy you can go that expands the lore a bit more. Beerus seems like an actual threat because King Kai is scared of him. He comes in, beats Goku straight away. But then when he comes to Earth, he's a pretty chill guy. He just wants to seek out a new challenge. Like, I think the story and the comedy in that film is actually funny. But I think just like with the Z films, it's not like it's cool with them going shopping, but it's not really adding anything. Like Beerus and Whis are actually like interesting characters and like fun characters that you can like be with for the rest of the story.
The whole reason why the major battle happened with Beerus is because he wanted pudding.
Literally.
But that's but that interaction with him and Boo was funny.
It was funny, but it was just like, my point is like it's not like groundbreaking. It's not like you feel me? It's like, my point is like it's gag, it's funny. So it's just like, but again, leading up to that moment, all we saw Vegeta was cracking eggs, dancing for Beerus, and them having parties, eating wasabi. Like all of the beginning of Battle of Gods was pretty much all just talking, entertaining Beerus, and watching maybe Goku fight 2.5 seconds on King Kai's planet, until we got to the end where we finally saw Goku, get the God, which that was also another process. But we saw Goku get the God transformation. And then he fought Beerus for like the latter half of 20 minutes, possibly, maybe 15. So it's just like, it's the same. What I'm saying is like, your point is like, you don't remember everything you remember is at the end, but you remember Beerus and Whis, but the whole point of them was eating food and Beerus being mad about pudding, which was like so irrelevant.
And also to say a lot, or I'd say even most of the DBZ movies, Random said it perfectly, that it's a lot of slice of life stuff. You see them interacting in their world, and then when the villain does show up, then like how Kai, like how you said, in the last 15 minutes the fight actually pops up. All of it is set up. It's not something that you need to look at with a lot of importance, how to push the story forward or whatnot. No, it's just seeing your favorite characters interacting in the world that they live in. It's just a slice of life good time.
I will also say for the first Cooler movie, my favorite part of the movie was like in the middle, like when Cooler and Goku first get active. I think the second fight wasn't as good as the first fight. Like when we see like the fourth stage or whatever with the mask and all that. I think that was like and the waterfall scene. Like that was the best part of the movie.
Yeah, and for me, my favorite movie is Tree of Might, and one of my favorite parts of the movie is just seeing Goku interacting as a dad with his son and Icarus.
Look, like as I said, like those moments, they're all right. Like they help the time, they help the time pass. But I just said, like as I said before, like I think
that's what
Beerus and
movies for,
Whis.
Kai.
No,
That's
but
why I asked, like, do you like movies? Because that's literally the premise of movies. The beginning is always slow. You got to get to know the characters. You got to understand what's going on. You got to go through the slice of life. You got to understand what the plot is. And then the ending is where you see the fights, the power-ups, everything leading up to what happened. That's literally the premises of any movie.
I said, like, Path to Power is my favorite Dragon Ball film. Like from beginning to end. I think how Battle of Gods has a good start, introduces new interesting characters that I don't really think the Z films did, and you follow them the whole way through, and it's interesting with like Beerus and Whis. Like Whis is the calm, cool, collected guy. Beerus is the like hot tantrum guy with he can get upset about pudding. I think that like those two contrast nice. How they interact with the cast is just like is actually nice, not just like the cast and just see them as this big bad. They actually interact with each other. That makes it a bit more interesting. Like it makes it feel like there's a bit more of a relationship with them than just, oh, we need to go beat Android 13. We need to beat Cooler because he killed my brother. It's like it just helps a bit more.
Does it also help, Kai, that the fact that like Battle of Gods is like direct canon unlike the movies? So like of course like it has lore, like direct lore, because it's like the start of like a new arc and stuff like that. So that's because like you're saying like, oh, they introduce lore, but like the rest of these movies aren't really canon, so like their lore doesn't really hold as much weight as what Beerus and Whis brought.
Like, I'm trying to think what my favorite. I don't really have a favorite Z film. Like, I think the first Broly film probably my favorite. I just think like Paragus and like that's all right, but yeah, like it could be because it's canon maybe, but I just think that movie's just put together a bit better than like the rest of the Z films.
I mean, that's fair. It's a good movie. But I'm just saying, like, it has like canon lore, unlike a lot of the other movies. And then, but like Bulma said, the fight started over pudding. So
quick question for you, Kai. Quick question: Do you like the Demon Slayer movie, the Mugen Train movie? Kai?
I stand on it.
It was pretty.
I was like hit and miss with like the nightmare stuff. Like I liked it and I didn't like it. It's kind of, it was all right.
It's mid.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I think that part's important.
Movie is mid, not Mugen Train.
Mugen Train's mid.
We defending Mugen Train.
I like Mugen Train. That was a good movie.
Yeah.
You didn't enjoy watching Mugen Train, Miles?
Huh?
You didn't enjoy watching it?
Appreciate you,
Pat. My favorite part was when Goku died. That was my favorite part of the movie.
Why was that your favorite part of the movie? Because
I wanted to get a clear definition of how strong the upper moons that were teased for so long actually were. And then seeing that there's a third one, was able to like relatively kill a Hashira with ease, especially throughout the movie, then portraying Rengoku as strong as he did. It made me very excited for the rest of the upper moons to come. And then when we got like the the red light district and all of those arcs where we got to see some of the other ones. It definitely paid off for me seeing that. They can be beaten, but they're very, very strong. I also didn't like Rengoku. I don't like the real happy-go-lucky, unrealistically joyous type of character. His backstory does kind of dive into, his true demeanor and why he's like that. But I don't like that front-facing. I'm always happy. You live in a depressing-ass world. I want you to be kind of like serious or at least dog-like, and that's why my favorite Hashira is the one Hashira. He portrays that.
Okay.
Gotcha. Well, you know what? We've been here almost 2 hours. By the way, any last takes you guys want to get off?
I had a question for Bulma regarding GT. If there's one thing,
so let me just say this. So let this be the last question we have, and then we'll wrap up the show.
You got it. If there's anything from GT you want to get that super treatment, what would it be?
Oh, definitely the risk of overusing the Dragon Balls. I think that's definitely something that's something that can fit into Dragon Ball Super so perfectly, because Dragon Ball Super, specifically Dragon Ball Super Superheroes, showed us how much Bulma kind of she's very spoiled with the Dragon Balls. So I feel like
that.
Right, like the fact that she has a task team collecting the Dragon Balls every year, I think it's just like having the consequences with overusing Shenron as much as she does, I think will fit into the narrative of having it. We don't necessarily have to have Omega Shenron or all that extra stuff they did, but I think just having consequences with overusing the Dragon Balls definitely would be an amazing arc to adapt in Super.
I said that was the last question, but we got a $2 super chat from Sauce. Black Bulma, what was your favorite moment from DreamCon?
I'll say my favorite moment from DreamCon is actually understanding the impact of my content on people. DreamCon was the first con I've been to where I was recognized by so many people. I'm not a con girly. I don't really go to cons like that, but I decided to go to DreamCon and I got approached by so many people, took so many pictures with people, and like it just made me realize how much people appreciate what I do and how much people love Dragon Ball. So my favorite moment was just meeting my supporters, just people who took pictures with me. People told me that they love my content, told me how long they've been following me. Some people told me they flew all the way to Texas just to see me. So I think it was just like meeting so many people that support me and love me. Probably like one of the best moments. And that was my first time cosplaying. So yeah, just all of that, mixed all together. Probably one of the best moments. Plus, Texas got some really good food. So
yes, we do.
Yeah, I'm a foodie. I'm a foodie. So Texas has some really good barbecue that I dream about every day.
Let's go. And Angie also sent another $2 super chat. Do you argue more with Gen Zs about Dragon Ball or millennials?
I probably argue more with, I would say Gen Zs, because Gen Zs were probably the first start of hating on a series, because a lot of people just feel like there's anime that could dethrone Dragon Ball as a whole. And respectfully, you really can't dethrone an anime that's always been that's been crowned with being the king of anime. You know what I mean? Once you're a king, you're a king. And just because you want to be a king, don't mean you could walk up to the king and say, "Hey, I'm the king now." It just doesn't work that way. You feel me? Like no matter how many times you might break Crunchyroll, no matter what Crunchyroll fucking reward you win, you can't dethrone something that's has the crown. And I argue with a lot of Gen Z and people who feel like, oh my god, like every solo leveling episode is going crazy. This is way better than Dragon Ball. Like, I don't understand, like this is now, but y'all understand, like these mangakas who create these anime, look at Akira Toriyama for inspiration, for the things that they do, for the characters they develop and things like that. So you really can't sit and compare. But I argue more with Gen Z about solidifying Dragon Ball's stamp in history, but I argue a lot with millennials on I don't actually really argue a lot with millennials. I really just kind of be telling them to get back into Dragon Ball. You might have grew up watching it like me, but there's more to it. A lot of people feel like they know Dragon Ball, but they don't. So, yeah, but I do argue more with Gen Z. I don't argue with my fellow millennials like that. A lot of them, the most I argue about is people feel like people want to challenge me to say they know more about Dragon Ball than me. And I'll just be like I think one thing I want people to know is that I'm not like out here trying to be somebody that is like, yeah, I know more about Dragon Ball than you. I just love people who love Dragon Ball like me. Like, if you know more than me, that's good. No more than me. I don't care. Just as long as you're watching it and enjoying it and putting people on, that's all I care about. It's no competition.
Facts. I agree with what you said. Like Gen Z now, this movement of something either has to be great, amazing, or ass. There's like no in between. There's nothing. And yes, we are wrapping up the show. Bulma, we just want to thank you for being on, for joining us. Can you let the chat know where they can find you at?
So I have the pleasure of being Googleable.
Googleable. Yes, go.
Yes, I have the pleasure of
Double
being
you self-glaze.
Yes. If you literally just put Black Bulma on Google, you will literally find all of my links: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. Yeah, I'm pretty much everywhere. Just look up Black Bulma. I'm on Instagram. That's really my main page. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, Threads, X. I'm pretty much everywhere. Just look up Black Bulma. No spaces, no dashes, no underscores. Just BLVCKBULMAA, and you'll find me. I promise you. Anytime you see somebody talking about Dragon Ball, you won't be that far from finding me. Trust me, like, so yeah, just look up Black Bulma. I also have an official website, blackbulma.com. Literally, if you put blackbulma.com, you'll see my website. I post weekly articles as well as news and everything like that. So check me out and follow me if you love Dragon Ball as much as I do, or even more than I do.
All right, guys, you guys want to say anything before we head out?
No, just appreciate you coming on the show. You're always welcomed. You were cooking all show.
I'm a yapper. I hope I didn't talk too much. I'm a yapper. So.
And even if you did, chat, shut up.
No, the chat loved you. I don't know if this is your first time being a pod, but you did great. And
I've been on multiple podcasts. I will say y'all asked me the most engaging questions. Some people don't really know how to ask me questions that make me think. And I'll say y'all probably asked me the most questions that made me actually have to think. So I appreciate that.
And I just hope tomorrow, while like you're just like at peace, you just think, damn, I really put Tien versus Cell.
Yeah, that's gonna haunt me. I'm not
So I did my job.
That's gonna haunt me.
Well, everybody, this has been episode 12 of
Shout out
Open
to Angie.
Dojo.
Shout out to Angie.
Angie, you're famous. One day, Angie, I'm gonna interview you. By the
Everybody likes Angie.
Yeah, man, she's one of goats, man. She's always supporting us every chance she gets.
Facts. So, by the way, everybody, so you guys can find us. You can join our Discord where we have all of these amazing conversations. You can also find us on Instagram. You guys know the spiel. Like, comment, subscribe, share this with your mom, whatever it is. Join our Discord, follow each and every one of us. And also on Tuesdays, we have our main podcast at 9 p.m. EST. And with all that being said, much love, stay blessed, take care of your peoples, and just enjoy life.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Black Sensei Society podcast. With that said, make sure you guys like the video, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, and turn a notification bell on so you never miss any content we like to drop. We want to do as much as possible. And if you want to join the community, you can also go to our Discord, go to our link tree, and be a part of it. We have a lot of great conversations in there. And we're doing a lot of fun things in there. Events, getting your opinions for content and videos, tournaments where we have cash prizes. So make sure you guys join the Discord and rate it 5 stars for the podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We really do appreciate you as we continue on our grinds. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, hope you guys enjoyed. You have a good one. Peace.